to Andrade, the tragic tale of Andrade in AEW.
Andrade's arrival in AEW, it's been safe to say this run has been chaotic to say the very least. Backstage troubles, a fight with another wrestler, rumors of him defecting back to the WWE, and much more in today's video, all about Andrade El Idolo in AEW. But for now, hit that subscribe button because the majority of you watching this video aren't actually subscribed. And if you don't subscribe, Tyrus is going to squash Roman Reigns to win the Universal title. Let's begin the video. On March 21st, 2021, Andrade was released from the WWE. This was following him requesting his release from the company that same month. He'd appear in AAA in June of that year, challenging Kenny Omega for the Mega Championship at that month's Triple Mania event, which was an awesome match and which Kenny won. And then on the June 4th, 2021 edition of AEW Dynamite, Andrade El Idolo would make his AEW debut in one of the most awkward segments ever, as he was introduced by Vicky Guerrero, who nobody could understand what she was saying in the audience, and Andrade just kind of walked out super awkwardly. And the person who introduced him, Vicky Guerrero, would be aligned with Andrade upon Andrade's debut, which is a decision that immediately from the get-go we could see just wasn't clicking and didn't really need to be made. He made his in-ring debut the next month against Matt Sydal, defeating him in his debut, and it was that same month that his alliance with Vicky ended, so it seems as though AEW immediately agreed with everyone. And yeah, it was definitely a decision for the better, but in her place was none other than her nephew, Chavo Guerrero Jr., who...
Chavo Guerrero I was shocked to see Chavo Guerrero bald, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Chavo Guerrero bald, man. Like,
and became Andrade's manager. And then yeah, pretty soon after this,
first was Vicky Guerrero managing Andrade, then it was Chavo Guerrero, and both of those was bad short. Like,
Chavo would also leave as Andrade's manager, and Jose would come in as Andrade's assistant. So much manager drama, damn. Following his first match though, he wouldn't wrestle again for
Andrade got mad managers. It was Zelina Vega and Vicky Guerrero, then Chavo Guerrero. Three managers. Talking about in general.
2 months, not until he met Pac in an episode of Rampage in an awesome match in September of 2021, a match that was supposed to happen at All Out but got postponed. He beat Pac and then would go on to have a run of more consistent matches in AEW. He was in the Casino Ladder match, which was won by Adam Page. He beat Cody Rhodes. He wrestled on Full Gear in a tag match, teaming up with Malachi Black to lose to Cody Rhodes and Pac in a match that still to this day makes no sense why it was made and why Cody Rhodes had to get the win in this match. Why did this ever need to happen? And he would of course wrestle against Cody in that crazy street fight at the end of the year. You know, the one where Cody Rhodes puts himself through a flaming table. Following this though, things would slow down for a bit with Andrade in AEW. He would go to wrestling on Dark and would form the AHFO along with Matt Hardy and other AEW mid-carders. I guess it was something to do. But he would return to wrestling on TV in a big way in February 2022 when he got involved with the TNT title scene. He faced Sammy Guevara for the title in a losing effort, and also there was a triple threat match for the title with the two of them plus Darby Allin, which Sammy won once again. But to this day, Andrade definitely should have won that triple threat match. This led to Revolution 2022, where Sting, Darby, and Sammy defeated Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy. He continued his feud with Darby Allin following this, which ended with a loss in a coffin match. Another awesome match though. Soon after this, the AHFO would disband, which was definitely a decision for the better. Andrade did not need to be involved up with the AHFO, and Rush would arrive in AEW, who was a man who him and Andrade had a history with together as a team, and they would team up in AEW as Lost Faction and Inaugural. Please excuse my pronunciation. Oh my god, I know I just butchered that. Dragon Lee would also join them as they competed in the AEW World Trios title tournament, but they lost in the first round to the Elite. He also wrestled at AEW All Out 2022 in the Casino Ladder match, but once again, it was in a losing effort. It seemed as though Andrade would always lose when it counted in AEW, but this is actually the last time we've seen him wrestle in AEW, because in October of 2022, shit would go down. On October 4th, 2022, Sammy Guevara tweeted out, "You're a jobber, a favor hire, be grateful bitch." A subtweet, but at who you ask? Well, it was a sub tweet at none other than Andrade El Idolo. And this is because Andrade had taken issue with Guevara and talked about him in an interview before. Andrade had talked about Sammy Guevara in an interview soon before this, saying the following: "They are all good with me, but I did have one issue with a wrestler. I'm going to say his name. It was Sammy Guevara. I had an issue with him because he once came to the locker room and complained that we hit him too hard. It's wrestling. Solve it in the ring. If I hit hard, hit me hard too. I learned that he came in and he accused me like a little girl. After I learned about it, I spoke to him and asked if he had an issue with me, but he said he did not, and that's all there was to it." But anyway, moving back to Twitter, as Andrade would respond to Sammy Guevara's sub-tweet about him, saying this: "I said it to your face. If you had a problem with me and you said nothing, I won't beat your ass because I'm a professional. Don't be scared. When I say something, I name names, and I'm not scared to get fired. Hashtag Sammy." Sammy Guevara then responds: "You didn't say shit to me, you liar, but here's some truth, you ungrateful prick. You would be jobless if it wasn't for your dad-in-law. Are you really mad at me or mad at yourself for failing to get over for a second time? Just go back to WWE like we all know you want to and fuck off." Oh boy, it is getting hot in here. Sammy Guevara just absolutely going at Andrade, and of course Andrade responded to Sammy saying the following: "Okay, I'm a liar. See you on Wednesday. I'll tell you to your face again, and nothing you say that you do not have any problem." The day after this Twitter exchange, there was of course a Dynamite TV taping. It was on a Wednesday, and can anyone guess what happened between Andrade and Sammy Guevara at the Dynamite?
Andrade try to beat up Sammy, bro. Andrade try to spank Sammy. Man, like, shit.
Taping.
And Andrade hasn't been on TV since, bro. You haven't seen Andrade since.
They go into a backstage fight. Who could have ever seen that coming? It's not like they were talking to each other about it on Twitter or anything. It's not like we were forewarned so long in advance, but somehow it still happened. Apparently the story goes that both men were talked to on the day of the exchange on Twitter and said that they were told there was no fighting or else both would be sent home. Both agreed and said there would be no issues, but of course it still happened. The story of the fight goes that Guevara did not throw any punches despite the fact that Andrade did punch him, and that Andrade was the main instigator. And as such, Andrade was sent home following this altercation, where Sammy Guevara was not sent home. People were speculating that Andrade had instigated this fight as a ploy to try and get himself fired so that he could return to the WWE, which is a crazy conspiracy theory. And yeah, of course, following this, Andrade was indefinitely suspended from AEW. And for a while, we stopped hearing about Andrade. We stopped hearing about him appearing at AEW. It was speculated any day that he could just get fired or leave AEW. But to this day, nothing's ever happened, and Andrade does remain in AEW. And it appears as though Andrade El Idolo will be returning to AEW. In fact, he'll be returning very soon, as he'll be debuting this Saturday, or not debuting, returning back to AEW this Saturday on the debut episode of AEW Collision. You know, AEW's new Saturday show where they put everyone who has backstage problems and just puts them on their own show so they don't have to bother anyone on Dynamite. Honestly, kind of a cool idea. I'm excited to see it. But nonetheless, it's safe to say that Andrade's run so far in AEW has not only been chaotic, but also been quite underwhelming. While he's had some good matches, he spent a lot of the time absent and being an occasional wrestler on TV. He wrestled a lot on Dark a lot of the time, and there were times where he'd just go weeks without appearing on TV or even being mentioned on TV. But with AEW Collision now, I'm sure he'll hopefully be getting a lot more consistent TV time, and it will be exciting to see him mixing up the likes of CM Punk, hopefully, on AEW again. Thanks for watching this video, everyone.
Okay, that's the vid, right? So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this, bro. Like, let me know what y'all think about Andrade. Like, and also, what is your favorite Andrade match in AEW? Let me know. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibe. If you're just checking out, you are.